Welcome to the Sun Parlour Coffee House Sessions. I'm Jan Hall from Folk Roots Radio. Jesse Matus is a member of Winnipeg's much-loved Crooked Brothers. And after moving to Waterloo, Ontario, Jesse released a wonderful solo album, Tamarock, in 2018. An album of introspective and reflective songs that's chock full of lyrical imagery with a wonderful sonic palette and some great production. It's quite beautiful and deservedly became my favourite album of 2018. We're so pleased that Jesse Matus is our special guest in the studio today. He's coming up right now. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jesse, and the song is called Tamarack. I throw my arms up and to the side, but I get tired after a while. Not like Tamarack, I'd like to live straight and true, and like you to love me the way you do. Way you do, Tamarack. It's Tamarack I burn, with birch bark and a red bird, fiery fingers holding snow, changing colors like some people I know. It's Tamarack I burn, with newspaper and a lighter. I can do you wrong, the way that I keep on when dancing. To see you, I walk to see you, I walk to see you, I walk to see you. This song is called Before We, and it's the kind of song that I could talk for an hour about or more, or not talk much at all about. And that's what I'm going to do. Summer lets out her hind legs, pacing an edge of a forest These were lands before we drew them. These were plants before we grew them. Where do you put yourself? These bodies, these decisions to be happy, to go on living. I leapt on a dirt trail, the dew lifting, came to a river, the sky opened. I thought I heard you, I thought I heard you. I heard the wind, she was an ocean. Leaves and leaves and leaves, swaying and playing, asking and giving, making and thinking, hanging and singing in a move of love. Love. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, lie, lie. Summer breaks when I don't expect her. I send a piece of myself in a letter. These were trees before we milled them. These were blue stems before we tilled them. I took up a trade, built this for you. My body was made to be moved. I held the sunrise and had a longing. It was strong enough. I hear the wind. She is an ocean, an open figure, a swelling and laughing, dying for living, honest and boundless, moving borders all throughout her love, love. Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Life is moving, we gather, form the colors of our dust. Mine, I don't mind the way, I don't mind the way I move to love. Love. Lie, 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 lie. Here's a song called Monarch that I wrote after reading a news article, which I've done a few times. I still don't know if it's a good or bad idea. Write a song after reading a news article. At the time, this was factually correct, and now it is not factually correct because times change, and I've probably seen more monarch butterflies around than ever before this season, actually, which is wonderful. But the song exists in a space vacuum in time, so here it is. I collect you, jars of you, flights of you, study you, and times of you. Who you got to worry? Who you got to worry? Not coming back this year. Not coming back this year. Dormant, pinned down, erudition, sessile, body, midsection. Who you got to worry? Who you got to worry? Forgiven, dying. You are the new way the earth dies. Paper, flying. You are the new way the earth dies. I keep you, I hang you, I frame you, study you, and times of you. Who you got to worry? Who you got to worry? Not coming back this year. 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 Not coming back this year.
That's Jesse Matus live in the Quantum Sound production studios in Kingsville, Ontario for the Sun Parlour Coffee House sessions. Jesse is our special guest. It's great to be able to talk to you.
Yes, this is great to be in person. We did it on the phone last time.
We did, and I got to say, you know, Tamarock was my favorite album of 2018. It's interesting because, you know, I remember when this album first came in, and I get so much music sent to me for Folk Roots Radio. It's almost a little embarrassing because I have so many envelopes to go through. And sometimes, you know, I'll look through the envelopes and put them in an order because I have to get them out. Now, I have to be completely honest. I didn't open yours for, I think, about a month. When I did open it, there was the album, which was wonderful, and there was a lovely typewritten note. Ah. And, you know, people keep asking me, how do you get the attention of people in radio, you know, get them to play your stuff? Well, you get out your old typewriter and you type a note about your music and you send it to them because that sort of thing gets you noticed. But I was very intrigued when I read your note about the album. I put it on and I was absolutely blown away. I truly loved it from the first listen. And it was really one of those albums that, you know, gave up a little bit more every time I put it on. Quite beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Your head's probably got much bigger, did it?
I'm trying not to think about it.
So the album is fabulous. We're so pleased to have you join us today. But I wanted to turn the clock back because you're also a member of the Crooked Brothers.
Yeah.
A great band from Winnipeg with 3 singer-songwriters, right?
That's right, yeah.
Making music together. And then you moved to Waterloo, Ontario, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Canada Day, I remember leaving Manitoba on the number 1 highway for Ontario. Moved here for love. And here I am, still in Ontario.
Now, it must have been hard for you because this album, I think, was made in Winnipeg, and pretty much everybody that played on the album
Yeah.
was from there.
Yeah, and the songs, the songs were written in various places around Canada, mostly rural places, but the recording was all in Winnipeg. I recorded it, not entirely, I guess, but mostly the tracks that were all live off the floor were done in private ear recording studios in Winnipeg, in the Exchange District, and all the musicians for that were in Winnipeg too. So I was just heading back to Winnipeg a few times throughout the year, which felt a little bit crazy, but was worth it to lay this down for sure.
It has a lovely sound on the album, and I and again, one of the things I really liked about it was the fact that you really let the space in. There wasn't this. Sometimes I find that singer-songwriter albums can almost get a little too busy. Mm-hmm. That there isn't space, but you really allowed the space to come through. A lot of environmental themes in the songs on this album. Beautiful lyrics. Now, I read that you're also a poet as well as a singer-songwriter. Is that right?
Yeah, I do write poems as well and publish them also.
Yeah, and I heard that, is there a collection of poetry coming sometime soon?
Yeah, I'm working. Well, there's one that's finished and is just kind of getting ready to be printed, and that one also features paintings by the same artist who did the album artwork on Tamarack.
Right, and this
Tamarock.
Is a beautiful, beautiful cover. Actually, I have the vinyl version, which
it's better.
might fit better
vinyl,
with the camera. But so, tell us about the artist who painted this.
This is a painting by Kyle Sherman, who's also from Winnipeg originally and currently living in Vancouver.
Now, if I'm right, a lot of the songs were actually written on trips to national parks, weren't they, in Manitoba?
National, provincial, yeah, and kind of the areas around there too. Riding Mountain National Park was a place I lived for a while, just outside of the park, and I lived in the Whiteshell Provincial Park for a long time, about a decade, and I still consider that my home in a lot of ways.
Now, as someone that loves to write, the fact you're a poet as well as a singer-songwriter, I'm always curious as to how does that impact the way you write songs, that perhaps you might decide on a theme for a song, coming up with some lyrics or something that could end up just being a poem, but and then deciding that maybe you'll try and find a melody that works. Is that one of the ways you do work?
Yeah, I would say that is one of the ways. I think that I have a lot of different ways that songs come together. Maybe that is why I never seem to find a kind of style that is going to pervade an entire album or an entire body of works or songs. And I guess I do get bored easily if I feel like I'm writing a song that I've already written before. Lately I have taken poems and lyrics and brought them to music, or brought a certain body of music to a body of poetry or whatnot, and it can jumble together in a certain way, or maybe it doesn't work at all and I just scrap it, and it's just all kind of a big experiment, I guess.
Now, I know when you were with, as part of the Crooked Brothers, you would, there were three of you writing songs. You would have to decide which songs fitted for the album. Doing something like this, though, these are all your own songs, and you also have that ability to decide how everything comes together. Do you miss the opportunity to work so closely with people, that you were used to working with in the band?
Yeah, that would be the thing that I miss the most about the Crooked Brothers, was creatively working with those guys, Matt and Darwin. And I think as soon as you put something that you've written out there, or haven't even written, just an idea out there, in a group of people, it takes an entirely different form, and that's pretty exciting. And it was kind of the same with the musicians on this album. I feel like I didn't give very much guidance as to exactly what I wanted, but more so I chose the people that I wanted to work with, the cast members, I guess, and they're all just such amazing musicians that they come up with parts to these songs that I would never even imagine or dream of. They're so great. I could gush about them all day.
Now, I know you're working on new songs. Tamarock, this solo album, I mean, do you see that you'll be doing, a series of solo albums now, or do you see perhaps in the future that you want to try and get back into more of a band situation?
I don't know. I mean, this is stuff I guess I think about all the time anyway, but I guess I don't know. I haven't found a group of musicians in this area that I really feel like I want to start, playing with and working with. And it's like a relationship. It's quite
got to feel
intimate.
right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we were together for 10 years is surprising to me, even considering how much time you spend with somebody and sleeping in a Mazda Protege 5 in old Montreal with all of our gear and things like that, and just it's pretty intimate. So I've got a family, and that's a pretty intimate situation.
And at this stage in your life, it's more important.
Yeah, a 16-month-old daughter is everywhere all the time.
So you probably will put out another album within the next year or so. Is that what you're thinking of doing?
Yeah, that's the hope. Yeah. I have an album or two kind of in the works, and then 2 books in the works also. So it's a lot. And then I'm starting a new job, and that'll be timber framing and log building, which I'm also very excited about.
Oh, that's cool. And well, certainly you're a very outdoorsy type person. So
yeah, I worked a job in a cabinetry shop for a while, and I'm very excited to be outside again.
Well, with this beautiful art and your music and your poetry, I think the possibility of doing a show that encompasses all those things is certainly very intriguing. It's been great to have you join us today. If people want to learn more about your music, how can they do that?
jessiemadis.com would be the best way. It has the albums are up there for streaming or for downloading or for CD or vinyl. News, and you can buy the books of poetry or pre-order them when they're there. And what else is on there? I just kind of redid the whole thing. I'm learning how to do that also, is to make websites. So that's probably the best way. Not on Spotify or Apple Music or any of the streaming services. I've kind of decided that that has to be a stance for me.
Yeah,
morally.
That's good. Well, that's good. Well, with such beautiful music and beautiful material, I think it's great that you do that. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you join us in the studio today. I think you've got one more song for us.
Yeah, thank you.
Jessie Madis, live in the studio for the Sun Parlour Coffee House Sessions. Enjoy.
So I think this song is called River Rake. But it's new enough that it might still choose its own name yet. But I think I like that one. Seems like a good time to thank everybody for having me on. Sun Parlour Coffee House Sessions. Kitchener. Berlin. Place names. In Canada. City of Kitchener. It used to be called Berlin. changed its name in 1916 due to anti-German sentiments. Berlin, Berlin, Berlin takes its name from a West Slavic word meaning river rake. A scaffold of beams built over a river to prevent logs from jamming. Kitchener means Field Marshal Kitchener. Herbert Kitchener was a British Army officer and colonial administrator who won notoriety for his imperial campaigns, most especially his scorched earth policy against the Boers and his establishment of concentration camps during the Second Boer War. The farms of Boers and Africans alike were destroyed. All those in the countryside were held in segregation. Several thousand died during their incarceration. Kitchener, Berlin, Auschwitz, killing fields, Rwanda, residential schools, Kitchener,